Most people believe wealth is reserved for those who earn extraordinary incomes. They assume that without a six-figure salary, a breakthrough business, or elite opportunities, building real wealth is out of reach. This belief is one of the most damaging myths in personal finance because it causes people to give up before they ever begin. When you study individuals who quietly built wealth on ordinary salaries, a different story emerges. They didn't win by earning more than everyone else. They won by doing ordinary things with uncommon consistency over long periods of time. The first rule that made wealth possible on an average salary was mastering spending discipline early. These individuals did not wait for higher income to control expenses. They designed their lifestyle around their income rather than stretching their income to support an inflated lifestyle. By keeping expenses predictable and modest, they created a reliable surplus every month. That surplus, no matter how small at first, became the foundation of everything that followed. The second rule was treating saving as a priority, not an afterthought. People who built wealth on average salaries saved automatically and consistently. They removed choice from the process by automating savings and investments. This prevented emotional spending and ensured progress even during unmotivated periods. Over time, consistency mattered far more than the size of each contribution. Another critical rule was avoiding lifestyle inflation as income gradually increased. Small raises were not immediately absorbed into higher spending. Instead, they were partially or fully redirected toward investing. This created a widening gap between earnings and expenses without requiring sacrifice at every stage. Wealth was built not through deprivation, but through intentional restraint. The fourth rule was investing early and staying invested. Individuals with average salaries could not afford to wait for perfect timing or high confidence. They invested with limited amounts, learned along the way, and allowed time to do the heavy lifting. Compounding became their greatest advantage. They understood that missing early years was far more damaging than making small mistakes. The fifth rule involved choosing simple, boring investment strategies. Instead of chasing trends or complex schemes, they focused on diversified long-term investments. This approach reduced risk, minimized stress, and made discipline sustainable. Wealth grew steadily rather than dramatically, which allowed it to survive market cycles. The sixth rule was cautious and strategic use of debt. People who succeeded avoided consumer debt that drained cash flow. When debt was used, it was done conservatively, and only when it improved long-term stability or opportunity. By keeping fixed obligations low, they preserved flexibility and resilience. Another important rule was increasing earning potential gradually through skills, not miracles. They did not rely on sudden promotions or breakthroughs. They invested in learning skills that improved job performance, opened new opportunities, or created side income over time. These improvements compounded slowly but reliably, enhancing income without disrupting stability. The eighth rule was protecting progress relentlessly. Emergency funds, insurance, and conservative assumptions ensured that setbacks did not wipe out years of effort. People who built wealth on average salaries understood that avoiding financial disasters was just as important as chasing returns. The ninth rule was patience. Progress felt slow. For many years, net worth did not grow dramatically at first, and motivation was often tested. Those who succeeded stayed committed even when results were invisible. They understood that wealth built on average income requires time more than anything else. The final rule was ignoring comparison. People who built wealth on average salaries did not measure success against others' lifestyles. They measured success against their own goals. By avoiding social pressure and financial competition, they protected discipline and focus. The reality is that wealth built on an average salary does not look impressive while it is forming. It looks quiet, restrained, and sometimes even boring. But over time, the math becomes undeniable. Assets grow. Dependence on income decreases. Options increase. Wealth is not reserved for the highest earners. It is reserved for the most consistent, and consistency, when applied over enough time, turns even average income into extraordinary outcomes.